So in the last class, we discussed about Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, the two important battles that fought with British in India. And after the Battle of Buxar, they got the whole right to collect revenue from Bengal. The Mughal emperor appointed the company itself as gave the Diwani power in Bengal. Okay, that's the last topic we discussed. And have you heard about the term Naboob?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So the next heading is Naboobs. Who are Naboobs? Who are Naboobs? They are called in India we call them as Nawabs. Nawabs, you know? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the Naboobs means it's an English word for Nawabs. Instead of Nawabs, they use the term Naboobs. So, see, after the Battle of Buxar, the company acquired their power in India. And after the Battle of Plassey itself, the Nawabs of Bengal was forced to give some land and some money to the not only to the East India Company but also to its officials. Okay, after the battle, the Nawab want to pay some money to the officials too, not only to the company but also to the company officials. So what happened to their wealth?
It will reduce.
To the Nawab's wealth will reduce, and what about the English officials' wealth?
It will increase.
Increase. Okay, Nawabs want to give some money to them, so their wealth will increase and they can lead a luxurious life. Nawab means they are leading a luxurious life, right? Yes, like that, the Naboobs also the same meaning, but it's an English word for Nawabs. And Robert Clive was one of the most prominent among them, and who came to India at the age of 18. And when he went back to England, his total wealth was around 401,102 pounds. That means he acquired maximum wealth from India when he returned to Britain. But there, he was appointed in the company to remove the corruption. But he himself was a corrupted officer. He himself was a corrupted officer and later he was prosecuted and finally he committed suicide. Finally, he committed suicide. Robert Clive finally committed suicide. So, Naboob means, what is the meaning of Naboobs? The Nawabs. It's an English word for Nawabs. So, they came to India and they acquired as much as wealth they can from India. For what purpose? To lead a luxurious life in England. But not all the officers succeeded in it, okay? Some of the officers died before it and also some of them went back due to some other reasons. Only a few persons succeeded in leading a Nawab's life in England. So here you remember the term Nabu means Nawab.
Nabab.
It's an English word for Nawab.
Nab.
Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, then coming to the company's role. That is also an important topic. Coming to the company's role, the year when the Battle of Plassey was fought in which year?
1757.
1757, right. To 1857, okay? These 2 years are very important, 1857 and 1757, after 100 years. These 100 years, how the British ruled India and how they annexed the territories and all the things we will discuss. So after 1757, 1757, the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar is in which year?
1764.
1764. So the two battles they fought and they acquired some power from India. So after that, they rarely attacked the territories of the Indian provinces. They rarely attacked the unknown territories. But instead of that, they used a variety of political, economic, and diplomatic method to influence the kingdoms. Okay, after this battle they stopped. They are not ready to directly attacking the kingdoms. Instead of that, what they did, they changed their approach. They used a political or a diplomatic way to annex the kingdoms. And for that, first what they did is, after the battle of Buxar, the company appointed residents in Indian states. Okay, the company appointed residents in Indian states. So after which battle?
Battle of Books.
After the battle of Buxar. After which battle? After the battle of Buxar, the company appointed residents in Indian state. And through this residence, the company officials began to interfere the internal affairs of the states. Okay, so after the Buxar, they appointed the residents in each of the states, and by using this residents, what they did, they interfered the internal affairs of each territory. And also they decided, so why these residents were appointed, why they were appointed? They are there to serve the interest of the company. These residents are appointed to serve the interest of the company. So why they were appointed? They were appointed to serve the interest of the company. And using these residents, the company officials interfered the internal affairs. They interfered the internal affairs of the state.
Seats.
Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So who are the residents in Indian state? The residents in Indian state, they were appointed by whom?
The East India Company.
They were appointed by the East India Company. For what purpose?
For
Sir, to serve the interest
To serve the
of
interest of the
company.
the interest of the company. And using these residents, what they did? The East India
They
Company
began interfering.
interfered the internal affairs of each territory. They tried to interfere, and they are deciding now who become the next successor, who become the next ruler, and also who came into the administrative post. Some important administrative posts are there, and they will decide which person will be there in each post. Okay, so after these battles, they are not directly they are not annexing any territory by using their military. Instead of that, they use some other methods to annex the territories. And one of them was appointing, after battle of Buxar, they appointed the residents to Indian states. And they are appointed to serve the interest of whose interest?
the company.
The company.
Serve the interest of the company. To serve the interest of the company, they appointed the residents for Indian states. And by using these residents, they interfered the internal affairs. And they are deciding now, after when a king died, who become the next successor, and also which all persons will come to the important positions in the administration. Okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And also, they forced the states came into an alliance that is called as subsidiary alliance system. Have you heard about it?
No.
No. It's a new term to you, right?
Yes.
Yes. Subsidiary. Alliance, have you heard about?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What do you mean by an alliance?
Like standing together.
Subsidiary alliance. Simply we can say it's an agreement, right? So a subsidiary alliance. So first they appointed some residents and by using them they interfered the internal affairs of a state. And after that they forced the states came into an alliance, that is a subsidiary alliance. It is also very important. So what do you mean by subsidiary alliance? As per this alliance, the Indian rulers were not allowed to have an independent armed force. Okay, as per the subsidiary alliance system, Indian rulers don't have an independent armed force. Okay, as per the subsidiary alliance, no Indian ruler can have an independent armed force. So, who will protect them? If there is
Company.
no armed force, suppose if a state which have no armed force of their own, then who will protect their territory?
The com
Protect their territory?
the company.
Company. The company will protect their territory. So the subsidiary alliance means, as per this alliance, the Indian rulers, they don't have an independent armed force. They don't have an independent armed force, and who will serve them? They
The
were
company.
protected by who?
Company.
Company. Instead of their armed force, the company will protect them. Company will protect them. Okay? The company will protect them. And did the companies protecting them freely?
No.
Do you think so?
No, ma'am.
As a help to the rulers, whether they are serving the rulers? No.
No.
Instead of that, what they want to give? They have to pay a
Revenue.
subsidiary force. They have to pay the subsidiary force. That means in return, who want to pay? The king want to pay the British army. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
But the payment is made by whom?
the
By
ruler.
the ruler. Yes. So they want to pay, and to pay for the subsidiary forces that the company maintained there for their protection, and pay the subsidiary forces. So the ruler want to pay the subsidiary forces. The ruler or the Nawab, whoever the head, they want to pay the subsidiary forces. So subsidiary alliance means no ruler is allowed to have an independent army of their own. Instead of that, the company will protect them. When the company's army is protecting them, who want to pay? Is the company will pay for them? No, the ruler want to pay for the subsidiary forces. And if they fail the payment, what will happen? The part of their territory will be taken by the company as a penalty. Okay? If the company failed, suppose a ruler failed to pay the subsidiary forces, what will happen? The company will take a part of their territory as a penalty. See, What a brilliant idea to capture the territories. They are not fighting with anyone. Instead of that, they use some other methods. One is the subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance system. So subsidiary alliance means the company,
In
ah,
Indian rulers don't have an
states cannot have an
independent
independent army of their own.
yes.
As per the subsidiary alliance, a country cannot have an independent army of their own. Instead of, the company will protect their territory and pay the subsidiary forces. But if the ruler failed in the payment, what will happen?
The part of the
Part of the
territory will be
territory
taken by
as the penalty
By the
company as the penalty.
say penalty. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And one example for that is Richard Wellesley.
Yes.
Richard Wellesley. He annexed the Oudh. Oudh, have you heard about Oudh? Awadh. Oudh. He annexed the Oudh because the Nawab failed to pay the subsidiary forces. He failed to pay the subsidiary forces, so they annexed a part of a territory of Oudh. Okay, and also Hyderabad was also forced to seize the territory because they also failed to pay the subsidiary forces. So that is the subsidiary alliance system. So how the company expanded their rule. After the Battle of Buxar, they are not interested to fight directly with the Indian rulers. Instead of, they use some political or diplomatic or some economic method to extend their rule. And the first one is they appointed the residents in Indian states. The first one is they appointed the residents in Indian state. And after that, the second one is the subsidiary alliance. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone, any doubts?
Ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So residents of Indian state means they appointed an official there, and by using them, they are appointed to serve the interest of the company. And by using them, they are interfering in the internal affairs of the territory. And the second one is subsidiary alliance. As per the subsidiary alliance, no Nawab or no ruler can have an independent army of their own. Instead of, their territories are protected by the British army. Sorry, the company's army. No, the India is not coming under the direct British rule. Okay, it is ruled by the East India Company, and they will have a subsidiary force. And the ruler want to pay him. If they failed to pay, a part of their territory will be taken by the company. Such a way they annexed Oudh and Hyderabad because the rulers failed to pay the subsidiary forces, so they annexed the two regions. Clear? What do you mean by subsidiary alliance and residents or in Indian state? Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
So can I go to the next topic?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then the next is, have you heard about Tipu Sultan?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Who is he?
Yes, ma'am.
He is a
Ruler.
Ruler. Which place?
Mysore.
Mysore. Okay, very good. Mysore. He was a ruler of Mysore. Then anything else?
Ma'am, he was,
Anything you know about Tipu Sultan?
he was a powerful ruler.
He was also a powerful ruler, right? Tipu Sultan was also a powerful ruler. He was a very powerful ruler. Then anything else you heard about Tipu Sultan? Have you ever visited Mysore Palace?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No,
Let's see.
it's by another dynasty, Vodayas. Okay, leave it. That we will come to that. Okay, Tipu Sultan. So the company we told discussed that the company was not interested to have a direct battle, but in some places they fought. Because if the rulers are very strong and they fought with them, and if they feel that some of the rulers are against their wish, if they are against their political or economic interest, the British fought against them. One of such ruler was Tipu Sultan. Okay, even though the company was not directly attacking, they are not interested to have a direct military attack to the Indian rulers, but they fought with some of the rulers because they are very strong and they are not ready to accept the economic and the political interest of the British. One of such ruler was Tipu Sultan. Okay. He was a ruler of Mysore, and you know what was his father's name? What is it? Hyder Ali.
Hyder Ali.
His father was Hyder Ali, and after he died, his son Tipu Sultan became the ruler of Mysore. And this Mysore have a great control over the West Malabar coast. Okay, they have a great control over the Malabar coast. This Malabar coast means Mysore is in which state now?
Karnataka.
Karnataka, right. So the Mysore control trade in the Malabar coast, where the company purchased pepper and cardamom. So from this Malabar coast, that means the Malabar coast coming under the areas of Kerala and all, where the company purchased pepper and cardamom. Okay. So this Tipu Sultan, he have a great control over the profitable trade in Malabar coast, and in the Malabar coastal area, the company traded which are commodities?
Pepper and
Pepper
And
and
cardamom. Okay, pepper and cardamom. So in 1785, the Tipu Sultan stopped the export of sandalwood, pepper and cardamom through the ports of his kingdom. What he did in 1785, he stopped the exports. He stopped the exports of sandalwood. Sandalwood, you know, children?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Sandalwood. So sandalwood, pepper and cardamom. He stopped the company for from the export of these commodities through his ports. The company was happy with that.
No.
And also he forced the local merchant. He discouraged or disallowed the local merchants to trade with the company. So Tipu Sultan, he was a ruler of Mysore. After his father died, he became the ruler. And he have a great control over the Malabar coast region. And there in that area, the company traded pepper and
Cardamom.
cardamom. That area, the company traded pepper and cardamom. In 1785, Tipu Sultan, what he did?
Stop it.
He
The
stopped the company to
and,
export the sandalwood through his port.
Yes, and also he disallowed the local
Like
merchants to
merchants.
trade with the company. And also one more thing is there, the Tipu Sultan is very close with the French in India. Okay, he was not a supporter to British. He got the great support from French. The British were very furious. They are not happy with this attitude of Tipu Sultan, and they feel he was very arrogant and also very dangerous. The British identified he became very dangerous and very arrogant, and 4 battles were fought between Tipu Sultan and the British. Okay, how many battles?
4
4
battles.
battles, and the Tipu Sultan was defeated, or the company got the ultimate victory in the last battle. That battles are called as, yes? Anybody call me? Battle of, have you heard about a place, Srirangapattanam?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So the battle of Srirangapattanam. How many battles were fought between Tipu and the British?
4 battles.
4 battles were fought, and the different years are there in 1967 to 69, 80 to 84, 90 to 99, and in 99. Only in the last battle, that is, this you must remember, okay? Battle of Srirangapattam. The Battle of Srirangapattam, the company ultimately win. So 4 battles were fought between Tipu and the company. And which battle the company won?
Last one.
Battle of
Last-
Srirangapattam. That you must study the name, okay? The Battle of Srirangapattam. And Tipu Sultan was killed. And Mysore was given to the previous ruling dynasty, that is Vodaya. Okay. After that, the company imposed a subsidiary alliance and given that Mysore to Vodayas. They were the rulers there. They were the rulers there. So again, they will this Vodaya dynasty came into power, and also company imposed a subsidiary alliance to the Mysore. Okay, that is about Tipu Sultan. So Tipu Sultan, he was a son of Hyder Ali, and what he did, why company was so furious to him, or why the company fought with Tipu? It's mainly because first one is the Tipu Sultan have a control over the Malabar coast, and he stopped the company from the export of sandalwood, pepper and cardamom through that ports, and also he discouraged the local merchants to trade with him, and Tipu have an alliance with French. So the British was very furious, and they feel he was a very arrogant ruler, and what they did, severe wars were fought. How many wars were fought?
4
4 battles were between Tipu Sultan and
the company.
the company, and only the last war, the Battle of Srirangapattam, they could defeat Tipu Sultan, and after that he was killed, and again the Mysore was placed under the former ruling dynasty Vodayas. Okay, and also they imposed a subsidiary alliance on the state. That is about Tipu Sultan. The Tipu Sultan is also called as the Tiger of Mysore. Have you heard about it? He is also called as the Tiger of Mysore. Why? There is a story that I don't know. Tipu fought with a tiger. Okay, once it is given in the textbook also. You can read it after the class. That is, he fought with a tiger, with hand to hand fought with a tiger. So after that, you were laughing. Maybe it's true. Okay, it's there. So after that, he is called as a Tiger of Mysore. So children, remember the topic. The first topic we discussed today is about Battle of Plassey. After that, Battle of Buxar. And this class we explained about
Tipu Sultan.
Before that, first topic,
Naboobs.
residence, Naboobs. Naboobs means?
In English of Nawab.
English of Nawabs. Naboob means Nawabs. Then
Company rule.
about the company rule, the 2 points we discussed. Which are the 2 points? Residence in Indian states. One is residence in Indian state, and the other is
Subsidiary alliance.
Alliance. Residents in Indian state and subsidiary alliance. Then residents in Indian state means? Residents in Indian state means what? Sridev, can you say?
Residents were appointed the by the company in the countries, and they can make the rules. They can decide who will become the
And-
next.
Yes, to serve the interest of the company. That is enough. Okay. Why they are appointed? Because they are appointed to serve the interest of the company. By using these residents, the company is interfering in the internal affairs. Good. Then Adikesh, what do you mean by
Yes, ma'am.
subsidiary alliance, dear?
I mean that the Indian rulers were not allowed to have an independent armed force,
Yes.
and
That is
they were
subsidiary
protected by the company.
Ah.
And whoever is the ruler, he want to pay the money for the subsidiary force.
Ah. Okay.
Then if he failed to pay the subsidiary force, half part of the country will be taken by the British and by the company as a penalty.
Yes. Their territories will be annexed by the country as a, company as a penalty. Okay, very good. Then, Albert, can you say an example for a place which annexed by the company?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Yes. One more is there. Which one?
Awadh.
Okay, very good. Then, in which battle Tipu Sultan was defeated? Henin?
And
Henin? Henin? In which battle Tipu Sultan was defeated? Battle of?
Battle of Srirangapattanam.
Battle of Srirangapattam. Okay. Battle of Srirangapattam. Tipu Sultan was defeated. And how many battles were fought between Tipu and the company?
4 battles.
4 battles.
Dear children? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children. So next class we can start the next topic.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
No time to read in the class. That's why read the textbook, and if any doubt is there, you can ask me in the next class. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Bye all.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Before that, don't leave.